Kundalini yoga. And one of the things that I love about her that she also teaches Qi Gong. And recently, during this time of restrictions, I joined her for one of her classes online via Zoom, which she teaches twice weekly. And I thought, this is so amazing. I wonder if more people such as yourselves, many of you have asked me previously, can you teach Qigong? Can you do Tai Chi? And I'm so sorry, but I'm not trained in these skills, but I know someone that does, and that is Jaye. So thank you, Jaye, for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Melissa, for inviting me.
So what is Qi Gong or Tai Chi? We know it's related to Chinese medicine as well. And I know it relates to the energetic flows that we know as Qi, but I would love to hear it from your perspective.
Okay, so the main difference between Qigong and Tai Chi is that Tai Chi is based on martial art. And so it's all about external. It's like, you know, ward off monkey or turn and kick, things like that. And whereas Qigong is really about Qi is energy and Gong means to do the work. So it's like doing our own energy work. So it's much more of an internal practice rather than external practice.
So it's
that's
really
some difference for me, but yeah.
So it's really quite different in contrast. And I've heard how Qigong is very powerful for people who are returning to their health if they've been unwell. I've heard it as almost like a meditation in movement because it connects you into your awareness of breath. How else would you describe it, what it's good for?
Yeah, definitely. Moving meditation is one of the aspects that I really like. It's great for anybody that has stress, anxiety, and recovering from health, as you say. And I think also, for me personally, it's a way of connecting to the breath, connecting to the body, feeling all the sensations within. And it's also got a much more of a meditative part. So whenever we do a practice of Qigong, and most forms, like there's many, many thousands of forms of Qigong, just like there are Tai Chi. And so after we do a form, we always sit and meditate and allow the Qi to settle as such. So the Qi flows where the breath goes. So if we can follow the breath into the body, then we can direct the Qi inwards too.
Now, how did you get started? Because you've been practicing for decades now. How long have you been practicing? How did you discover it? And tell me what benefits you felt in your own personal life as well.
So I first came to Qigong when I was living in Sydney with a master called Simon Blow, and he was my first teacher of Qigong. I was already practicing Tai Chi, and one of the things I found was, you know, in Tai Chi you've got to learn so many movements, whether it's 64 movements or 108 movements of Tai Chi. And Qigong is so simple, you know, I mean, you can do it sitting down, you can do it standing up, and any time that you want to just go inwards. And for me, having migrated to Australia from England, yeah, I didn't have a big support network. And I found that just being able to be in my own presence, you know, allowed me to find that inner strength.
Wow, that sounds beautiful. I can see how discovering a new way of incorporating into your life and then having this profound realization of how you're changing as you're doing the practice as well. So at what point did you decide that you wanted to learn more and become like a facilitator of Qigong?
Well, at the time, Simon was offering to go to China and to learn directly from masters. And so we went to Beijing, and we went to a traditional Chinese hospital where they had a Qi Gong department.
Yes, they do. That's the amazing thing about China. It's so incorporated into their way of health and into their lifestyle. It's in the hospital.
Yeah. And so this gentleman, he was the head of the Qi Gong department. His name was Dr. Shu Hongpao. And I really loved being in that practice. It was a really interesting space. And in the hospital itself, you know, they had massage, they had sound therapy, they had heat therapy, under bagua lights, and people were holding big rocks on their body. You know, it was really amazing. And then, yeah, they opened up, because you know that I'm into sound as well, yeah?
Yes.
So they opened up this box, and here he had these rocks, but he started playing them like a xylophone. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
It's very fascinating. Gosh.
Yeah.
Man is so much. How old was this man? You sound like this master, I should say.
I would say he was in his late 50s. So that was maybe around about 15 years ago. Yeah.
What a beautiful.
And then we also went to different other parts of China. We went to Wudang Mountain, and we learnt from abbots and other monks their different styles. Yeah, it was fascinating.
I want to go on that kind of trip. It sounds amazing. It sounds so beautiful, because to be able to go to China and actually immerse yourself in the culture and to see how the masters move. Do you have to be perfect in it? Like, are you trying to craft it, do you think, out of curiosity? Like, you know, many styles, like in yoga, in some traditional sanas, people are always crafting the perfection of the position. Is Qigong something like that, or is it completely different?
I think it's very different. You know, you just allow your body to move in whatever way it needs to in some ways, because that's the energy of your body. So, you know, I mean, obviously we have different movements, but just being able to feel into the body, and if you are restricted in any way, then you can adjust those postures to suit your body. That's why, you know, a standing practice can be done sitting down. So I have many and more older clients as well that come, and maybe they can't do the whole session standing. So, you know, I just ask them, I just say that if you need to sit down and do it, you can sit down and do it. Because it's our intention as well.
Yes, I definitely felt when I had that chance to practice with you the other day, just being able to be in my own home and have you right there in front of me guiding me through, and yet still able to connect with nature outside. I could see some of your other clientele had taken their tablet outside, were doing it in their yard. I thought that was really quite beautiful, because then you're connecting to some of the philosophies of Qigong, and I know you're very you love to embrace the philosophy too, because Qigong also comes from Taoist practices, would you say?
Yes. But one thing is not to practice when it's windy.
Yes. No, it's been windy here. We know that.
That will disturb your chi.
Way too much. Your muscles will go into a spasm as wild as the wind. That's what's happened in the last week in the clinic, because we had some wild winds over the weekend with that cold front coming through, and I had a lot of patients with neck spasms, back spasms. That's the kind of thing, because they were outside gardening, or they had the garage door open while they were doing their PT training. It's very, very dangerous, we'd say, wouldn't we, in the Chinese healing arts?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit more about the forms, because I noticed that you talk about some of the concepts in your class, and for new people who may not be familiar with something like the 8 treasures or Jing.
Yeah. So I teach the standing Banwanjin, which is the 8-piece of brocade, or as you say, the 8 treasures. And that's very 8 exercises, and we do each one 8 times. And it's really about opening the channels, so opening the meridians of the body. There are some, I guide people to some acupuncture points so that they get a feeling for being able to bring the qi in or direct the qi to where it needs to go. And then I teach the Wudang longevity form. And I love this form because it's so simple, and it's really about letting go of anything that you want to let go in your life, you know, whether it's stress, anxiety, or there's something that's not serving you anymore, just to be able to let it go and bring positive energy in, negative energy out. They're my two go-to forms, especially at this moment in time when people are suffering from so much stress and anxiety as we're in this lockdown process. And then I also teach the Gui Gan form, the return to nothingness form, which is the form that I learned from Dr. Xu Hongtao.
That one sounds amazing. Did we practice that the other day?
No.
Ah,
But I'm going to start this week.
I'm working. I'm going to have to miss it.
I can send you a recording.
Yes, please. So what is the return to nothing? That sounds so beautiful.
Well, we focus on each organ, and we know also in Chinese medicine that the emotions can get stored in the organs. Sometimes we have too much energy, sometimes we don't have enough energy, and you know, if you have excess worry, for instance, we would say, oh, that's splenic. Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah. Or if we have too much anger, we'll be all liverish.
Yes. Or even frustration or unable to express the anger is another one that people get caught up, because some people go, oh, I'm not an angry person, but they're so livery.
Yeah. So that's about really like letting go. Once again, it's like letting go of any worries, letting go of any anger, frustrations. And so we focus on each organ, and we do exercises for each organ.
That sounds beautiful. That sounds like a very integrative process, because with Chinese medicine, normally you'd go see a practitioner and use acupuncture. And it's only if the acupuncture could read through, because not everybody comes in saying, I want to talk about this emotion. In Western society, we don't feel as open as we are in our dialogue about the emotions. Like when I listen to the way my mum talks about her emotions, sometimes she doesn't speak from an emotive space. She describes the function of the organ in a Chinese way, like my heart is sitting high, or I feel tightness on the sides of my body, which relates to what we would say a diagnostic point, saying her liver qi is not moving very well. You know, so it's almost like ingrained in the Chinese culture. The emotions are described through the organs and how it reflects in the physical body, rather than feelings expressed through words, which also in Western society that we always can't find the words to describe.
Perfect.
So we are actually going to have a little bit of an experience with Jade teaching us, and she teaches on Mondays and Fridays.
9:30 in the morning. That's New South Wales time, of course.
That's Queensland time as well. We're now on the same clock.
Ah, okay. Excellent.
How long does a session go for?
An hour and a half.
Okay.
So we do some warm-ups, and then we do the 8 pieces, and then we sit and let the qi settle, as I said. And then we come back and we do another form, whether it be the longevity form or whether it be the Gui Gan form, or even the 6 direction form as well. We do that one as well. And then we come back and we sit and we meditate together as well. And that's that's the most crucial part, because sometimes people think, oh, I've done my practice now, go back to hanging out the washing or something, without actually integrating the practice in the body.
Mm. And then the effects will just be there for you for the rest of the day and right through into the evening as well. Let's talk about longevity before we finish, because this is a concept that people they hear about it, but they don't feel as connected to the idea of longevity.
Well, the form is called longevity, but it's really, again, it's about letting go of that negativity and stress, because that, you know, would age the body. So if we find ourselves in a state where we can let go of these emotions and stress and anxieties, then, you know, the heart would be much more relaxed and the whole body would be more relaxed, and therefore the idea is that we would also live longer.
Definitely. And would you then recommend it to people who are elderly, who may be mobile compromised, or because what I've seen that is definitely, I've seen it. I've read some research on how Qi Gong, it has been introduced to people who've recovered or are in recovery from cancer treatments as a way of connecting back to their Qi or their life force to bring back vitality, because after the cancer treatments, they're learning how their joints could be quite stiff from the chemotherapy. I've heard also from other literature how it's used for mental health. But do you think also it's useful for general well-being for your joints and stiffness, such as things like rheumatoid arthritis or osteo?
Excellent. Yeah, it's I have ladies in their 80s that join my program.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It's very, you know, it's because it's if we're doing a standing practice, then we're weight bearing, so we can improve our bone health in that way, but also it's very gentle on the joints.
So this is a perfect exercise then for people who do want to stay mobile, but they are a little bit cautious, and therefore this kind of even gentle movement connected to breath awareness would really help with their joint mobility and their health, and preventing potential other risks in their physical balance and things like that in future. Because also, like you said, with the standing, we know that as we get older, that there's a part of us, the most dangerous aspect is if we lose our sense of balance and we can fall.
Yeah, falls prevention. Perfect. Falls prevention.
Now, before we do our little practice, I'm going to take a little diversion here in our conversation, because Jaye is also a Kundalini yoga teacher. This is how we met in the first place, but she's also an amazing sound therapist. So what I've learned from her, like playing the gong, Jaye has been instrumental in that. She has the most amazing collection of sound. So did you say that you were connected to sound even before you discovered Tai Chi?
I think I became, yeah, no. I came to sound before I came to Kundalini yoga.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see on the wall behind me, I have lots of different tuning forks.
Yes. So how do you use these tuning forks?
So I use them in the same way that you use needles.
Yay! This is the perfect modality for people who don't like pins. Or afraid of pins or afraid of needles. You can have tuning forks, and it's a beautiful vibrational practice.
Yes.
Talk us through a little bit about the Acutonics, please.
So these tuning forks are, they reflect the universe in the fact that they are tuned to the different planets. And we have 3 octaves, so we have low, middle and high octave, and some tuning forks will be used to bring things out from the body, and some tuning forks will be used in the field around you. And depending on what we're looking to achieve, we might use, say for instance, if I wanted to take some heat out of the body, I might think about using the colder planets like Neptune, or I might think about using moon, because, you know, the watery, cooling moon or cooling icy planets. Or if I wanted to put some heat into the body, I might think about using some sun in the body. If I wanted to put some energy into somebody, I could put some. If I wanted to reduce and balance, and I might think about using some Mars and Venus.
Wow, I love it.
Yeah.
There's
It's
so
really
many
beautiful.
there's so many paradigms to learn about the body.
That's right.
I think that's what I love about learning about the body, is that you realize that it's multi-layered, it's multi-dimensional, that you can be using the arts from the traditions such as Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, or Qi Gong, or it could be fast or slow, it could be martial art based, it could be something with the lineage like Kundalini yoga, it could be chakras, and then that's just tuning at the energetic body, and then it's multi-dimensional because like what Jaye is using their Acutonics and pulling in the energy of the planets with the universe and the cosmos into acupuncture points. And yet we've got the elements as well of the tattvas, and we haven't even started talking about the physical body yet, such as muscle, tissue, bone, blood vessels. It's just magnificent, isn't it?
I love what I do. I'm very grateful to have been in the healing arts for over 30 years. And, you know, it's just, yeah. Being able to show people that there's more than one way.
Absolutely. I just want to mention that Jaye is based in New South Wales. You are based in?
The beautiful Port Macquarie.
Oh, gorgeous. So if you ever are traveling through Port Macquarie and you do feel like you want a session in person with Jaye, she offers a lot. What do you offer in your services?
Oh, remedial massage, aromatherapy, bowl therapy, gong therapy.
And also you have this beautiful pool as well, the watsu, the water therapy. It's just really a healing haven, I can say your home is, definitely.
Thank you.
Okay, should we do some Qigong to finish our practice for the last 5 or so minutes?
Okay, what should we do? Longevity?
Yeah, should we do standing? You won't see my head, but that's okay. I just got to reshuffle. Let's do it. So then people can get an example of your class and how you teach.
Okay, so we're just standing, feet parallel, and just feeling into the body, feeling into the feet, and closing the eyes and going within. And as we soften the knees, notice how the breath moves down into the belly. And just for a moment, just taking yourself into your happy place. Where does that feel for you? Is it on the beach? Or is it in the bush? On the mountain? Wherever that is for you. It's always nice to practice from your happy place. Even if you are in your home, you can take your imagination to be wherever you want it to be. And just a quick demonstration. So if you want to join in, please do. We'll inhale to raise arms out to the side. Exhale, push the hands out. Inhale, draw the energy up to the sky. And exhale, bring the hands down, like balancing and harmonizing, like an energy shower, cleansing, balancing, harmonizing. Fingers come around the waist and exhaling, pushing down. Just relax. And let's do that again. So inhaling deeply, exhaling completely, inhaling deeply, exhaling completely, inhaling deeply, and exhaling completely. And we can see that this movement could be done sitting as well. The next movement we'll raise the hands up in front. As you inhale, exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, draw the energy from this direction around your ears. And exhale, let go of anything no longer serves you. Stress, worries, let it go. Bringing the fingers to the forehead and exhale. Fingers separate, fingers point to the ground. Just relax. And let's do that again. So inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. Draw good energy in from this direction. Remember, you're in your happy place. Exhale, let it go. Let go of stress, negativity, worries. Let it go. Bring the fingers to the forehead and balancing and harmonizing. Normally we do this 3 to 5 times. And then the next time we raise the hands, we would turn and release the back foot. And this is where it comes very good into balance, because we move from the back foot to the front foot and the back foot to the front foot as we do exactly the same movements. Bringing the good energy in and balancing and harmonizing. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. And as we bring the fingers to the forehead, we balance and harmonize. So let's turn to the front, and we'll do 1 to the front. And we can see how this can become a moving meditation. Balancing. And now we'll turn to the opposite direction. Adjusting the feet as we need to. Bringing the good energy from this direction in. And letting go out to this direction. Bringing the fingers to the forehead and balancing and harmony. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling good energy in. Exhaling negativity, stress out. Fingers to the forehead and balancing and harmony. And once again, we'll turn to the front. We'll do 1 to the front. And as we exhale, letting go the last bit of stress, tension out. Bring the fingers to the forehead. And as the hands come down, we'll turn them over and we'll just stand here and build the energy. Imagine that we had like a balloon or a big ball of energy. And as we inhale, it gets brighter. And as we exhale, it comes in. And bringing the hands in, over, just underneath the navel point there. And closing the eyes, going within. Feeling the inner peace. And then we have the beautiful practice of Buddha longevity. So then we'll come back to sit and just relax for a moment to let the chi settle. So hands just resting in the lap or on the knees, closing the eyes. And have the awareness of the breath moving through your body. And the chi flows where the breath goes. Ideally, we would sit for at least 10 minutes. And then we rub the hands together. Bring the warm hands in over the eyes. Feel the warmth going into the eyes. And as we bring the hands away from the eyes, look into your palms, and you can see that your palms create this little smile. And we smile back into the hands.
Wow.
There we go.
So peaceful. I love it. So peaceful. Even in just those 5 minutes, you can already feel the shift in your. Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you.
So I will definitely post a link after this video of Jaye's website so you can find out more information if you wish to join her twice weekly Zoom live classes, which are recorded if you can't make it. She is going to continue even beyond these restrictions as well. So that's really good to know that she will be there. I'm sure she'll probably be able to offer anyone some private guidance too online if need to be. I'm looking forward to seeing Jaye again because she's going to be my mentor when we step into doing some yoga therapy training in a couple of weeks' time for mental health, anxiety and depression as well in Kundalini yoga. So she's a very talented woman.
Thanks, Melissa.
You're welcome. Anything else you wish to share before we finish our chat?
Well, it's just good to be, reaching out to more people that need some Qigong.
Definitely. We definitely
support their health. Yeah.
Definitely need more bliss. We all need some more Qi. We all need to take that time just to settle our energy. And this is, if you can do this for yourself on top of the treatments that you're coming in and receiving from me with herbal medicine or acupuncture, it's just going to accelerate your health so much more. And you're just going to realize that you can cultivate and preserve your own energy in amazing ways. Definitely. Okay, I'm blissing out. Thank you, and thanks everyone for joining us. This would stay on Facebook, and then it'll be also posted on YouTube. And I look forward to seeing you in the clinic this week and hearing any feedback that you have for us. And yeah, Jaye will also be putting some comments underneath if need be. If you have any questions, just add them underneath the video, and she'll be happy to answer them too. Have a great day, everyone. Take care.
Bye.